Welcome to The Terrible Take, a mini podcast telling Steelers Nation what's on our mind. I'm Dave Bryan. The Pittsburgh Steelers have been very active and visible when it comes to the annual college pro day circuit, and that's not a bit surprising. In fact, on Tuesday, we observed Steelers general manager Kevin Colbert and head coach Mike Tomlin at the Ohio State Pro Day, along with new offensive line coach Adrian Clem. Additionally, we spotted new Steelers quarterbacks coach Mike Sullivan and running backs coach Eddie Faulkner at the Alabama Pro Day on Tuesday as well. One pro day we failed to spot Colbert and Tomlin at was the one that took place on Monday at North Carolina. If they did indeed skip that one, it's a big deal, and especially when it comes to running back Javonte Williams potentially being the team's first-round selection in 2021. Why? Because the Steelers have a long history of having at least Colbert at the pro day of the player that the team ultimately selects in the first round. We have tracked the Steelers' attendance at pro days for years, and especially when it comes to Colbert and Tomlin. Going back over the years, first-round selections Devin Bush, Terrell Edmonds, T.J. Watt, Artie Burns, Bud Dupree, Ryan Shazier, Jarvis Jones, David DeCastro, Cameron Hayward, and Marquise Pouncey all had their pro days attended by at least Colbert. Most of those, if not all of them, included Tomlin being present as well. That's a long consecutive list of players that dates all the way back to 2010. Because of that, it's hard to ignore. All 10 of those players I just listed all hailed from Power 5 conference schools as well, another distinguishing trait that is hard to ignore when it comes to the Steelers and the draft. As for those who were seniors, Senior Bowl invites were also in those players' pre-draft process resumes. As for sightings of Colbert and Tomlin so far this offseason, the two have been to Clemson, Georgia, Auburn, Florida State, Alabama, Penn State, Michigan, and Ohio State. We can also probably look for them both to show up at Notre Dame's annual event on Wednesday as well. In closing, pay close attention to these pro day stops that Colbert and Tomlin make and learn the top-rated players from each of these schools, as it's very likely that the Steelers' first-round draft pick this year will be from one of these colleges. Be sure to follow us at SteelersDepot.com and check out episodes of The Terrible Take every weekday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And check out The Terrible Podcast with myself and Alex Kozora every Tuesday and Friday.